If you can get every single one of them, then you would win the world.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You'd also be bankrupt. And hello, everybody, and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where we always have something to say about the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm your host, Adam Peddle.
And I'm your host, Nicholas Playalog. And guys, it's an exciting time. It is now that beautiful time of the year where we get to look at all the available guys, speculate on how many of them are possibly coming to the Toronto Blue Jays, and then inevitably get let down months from now. But right now, in fantasy land, it's pretty damn nice. So that's what we're going to be doing today, guys, looking at the best available free agents for this upcoming season. Before we get into it, please make sure to like and subscribe, the whole shebang. Let's start off with the batters, those sexy guys that are going to be driving in the runs and getting scored themselves. And I would say that well, maybe the number one guy, maybe the best available guy as of like for next year. I don't know, tough to say. There's so many arguments here.
Yes.
But I was going to say Freddie Freeman available. However, he's not going to be a free man this offseason. He'll be an expensive man.
He'll be a very expensive man. Freddie Freeman, he's 32, so he's over the bump a little bit. So I think that's like maybe a little reason why he'll get paid like in his total contract just maybe a little bit less. But for his career, he's been outstanding. An 893 OPS for that entire career, 295 batting average. This guy is an absolute amazing stud. He might go back to Atlanta. He might not. He said he wants to go back to Atlanta, so he might end up there this year.
Yeah, you know what? And I feel like it's very possible that he does that, but at the end of the day, if he sees the big money bags, like it's going to be hard to turn those down. Also, just to note, too, it's like in his last contract, 8 years, 4 times of them were all-stars. One of them was an MVP. Oh, so, yeah. I mean, if you're looking for a first baseman, you really can't go wrong, dude.
Go wrong. But there's another guy, Chris Bryant, third baseman, that I think he's going to get the absolute bag this year. I can see him getting like an Arenado contract. I can see him getting like a Rendon contract, like 200 million plus. The guy's 29 years old currently.
He will be 30.
He will be 30, but his career of an 880 OPS, like that's amazing. This guy's already won a World Series, and according to his market value on RotoChamp, it's 23.5 million that he'll get per year.
He's having a great year this year too, guys. Like obviously All-Star, 835 OPS on a very good contending ball club right now. Wouldn't be surprised if he went back there, to be honest. But I mean, if your team again is looking for a third baseman, he's the guy to own. Also, he's one of the only guys that has outfield eligibility, and there's not that many good outfielders available in this free agent class. So maybe you look at him in that position as well. And it's also just really nice having a dude who is versatile like that. So Chris Bryant, he's going to get the freaking bag.
Absolutely.
One of his former teammates, another guy who is doing pretty good. And there's a slew of dudes that are kind of like locked into this one shortstop-esque market. And it's Javier Baez, bro. It's Javi Baez. Now, I know that we've talked before. Javi Baez, maybe overrated.
Yeah, honestly, like I wouldn't even consider him in my eyes to be like a top guy just because I honestly think he's so overrated. Like he can be flashy, he could be cool in moments. I mean, when he went over to New York, how much of a difference maker was he over there? Granted, that whole team was kind of rowdy. Well, granted, that whole team was kind of rowdy. But, Javier Baez, someone's going to overrate him, I think, a little bit and pay him a little bit.
You know what? I was looking at a few of the numbers, and I thought he was overrated too. But I also, I think I was getting too deep into that narrative because the dude will be 29 when he is respectively owned by a new club. 813 OPS this year. In 2018 and 2019, he was rock solid, like 850 OPS plus. He did have a down year in 2020, but for the last 4 years, like other than 2020, which a lot of people had down years, he's been pretty good. Now, the one thing about Baez, though, is there's so many other dudes that are in this shortstop thing. One of them, Toronto Blue Jay, he's going to get paid as well.
Yeah, he is. But, I was looking at it too. And I think during the season, we thought that he was going to get paid like a lot. Like there's other guys that we're going to talk about in this list that are probably going to get paid a little bit more than him. But it's just because that Marcus is currently 31 years old. I don't know if he's going to be 32.
We were talking about Marcus Semien.
Marcus Semien. Yes. Did I say Marcus Strowman?
Oh, you didn't say any. You just said Marcus.
Oh, Marcus. Yeah, Marcus, right. We're so casual here. Let's Blue Jays today. We call him Marcus. But yeah, Marcus Semien, like, he's good. Like, he killed it in the last 3 years with an 854 OPS. But he's 31 years old right now. So, like, compared to those other shiny younger guys, yeah, I mean, he might get a little bit left in the dust a little bit. Maybe till January.
It's going to be really interesting to see how this whole thing plays out, but who signs when, because I think, like, cream of the crop when you're looking at shortstops, Corey Seager or maybe Carlos Correa. And those, I'm going to bunch those two together right now because Correa is going to be 27 when he comes into next year. Seager going to be 28 when he comes into next year. Now, both of them have kind of had their respective injury concerns in the past. But when they're on the field, they are rock solid. Seager has been a little bit hurt this year, but also a 915 OPS. That's amazing.
Incredible.
And I mean, what he did last year in the postseason.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you know that he's going to show up if you make it to playoffs.
Yeah.
Correa, we're getting a full season of Correa for the first time in years. And it's like, wow, this thing has been like what you can do at any given moment.
Yeah.
He's going to be 27 coming in next year.
Yeah. And with Correa, like, this is the first season we're seeing it, so maybe people are going to be a little bit skeptical, underrating him. Maybe someone doesn't. That's why I have a little bit of a range on him. Like, you could see him getting like a 120, 160. Maybe someone even pays up and gives him 180. I don't know. I think he's going to be more like 120, 140 because of the market. For Seager, you might see $300 million out of this guy. I'm just saying. That's a max. Low floor 150. But I could see someone really paying for a Corey Seager type.
We'll have a video where we get in depth and like really give our predictions and stuff. But those guys, cream of the crop too. Also a dude, little bit under the radar, but still a guy, very good free agent that's going to be available. Trevor Story, he was talked a lot about at the trade deadline about somebody who could get moved. Now he was struggling a little bit, but will finish the year with an 801 OPS. Obviously, Coors effect. We never really know about that stuff. Arenado turned out okay.
Yeah, like a little bit less than his career average, but that's the Coors effect. It's going to happen. But he's still a good player.
Still a good player.
I mean, we'll see what happens. Again, like, he's going to be 29 heading into next year.
He will be 29 years old.
So in that, and that's the thing is, like, this market is so heavy, and we're definitely going to be following this all offseason, guys. It's like, who's going off the table? So whose value changes because this guy just got signed, and like, what kind of deals he getting? So how much money should this guy get? Because right now, it's kind of just up in the air right now. We're only speculating, but this guy, he should get paid just kind of like Correa did.
Absolutely. But just to recap, those are like the biggest ones out of everyone. So you got Freeman, you got Javier Baez, Marcus Semien, Carlos Correa, Corey Seager, Trevor Story, and Chris Bryant. All guys that are going to be available in the infield. That is awesome. If you can get every single one of them, then you would win the World
absolutely.
Series,
You'd also be bankrupt.
You'd be absolutely 100% like $1 billion in debt, most likely. What do you got for pitching?
Oh, pitching is so good this year. Last year, everybody wanted Trevor Bauer. We wanted Trevor Bauer.
Last year sucked.
Yeah,
for
last
free
year
agents.
was horrible.
Now that I'm looking at this year and like all of these guys, I'm just like, holy mother of God.
Yeah, we were deprived last year. We had to get a guy who's up for trial right now. Like, this guy didn't even play.
And when you think about the bats too, like, yes, we ended up with
George Springer and Semien.
Like, we didn't know that Semien was going to be like this good. And Springer, I mean, obviously very good. But like an older guy, like, there's so much depth
like, talk
here.
about DJ LeMahieu, what a letdown he was for the hype that was going around him.
Yes, and those were like the best guys.
Those are the best guys. And JT Realmuto. Like, that was it. But guys, this pitching class is so deep, and you got guys that can bring you to World Series in an instant. Number one guy on this list for me is Clayton Kershaw, 33 years old currently. His career ERA, 2.49. In his last three, is 3.06. Oh, it's a little bit higher, but 3.06. Are you kidding me? This guy's gonna get absolutely paid. I can see him somewhere getting. I can see him hitting 200 million if people want to take an extra risk on him, pay him like 5 to 6 years. I could see him doing something like that.
I feel like that's a bit high, but I mean, again, we'll break it down when we're really evaluating the contracts. My one concern with Kershaw is health, because we have seen a little bit like this year specifically. It's never good to get injured right before you hit the market. And also to innings pitched. I've noticed that through the years they've slowly gone down and down. But at the end of the day, if you want a solid guy in your rotation, you cannot go wrong.
See, I wouldn't think that 200 million is too high though, because if he's getting market value of 3.18 million right now, which is exactly what he's worth, Strasburg got signed
3.81 million.
31.8 million. And you times that by six years, that's going to be 200 million. Boom, just like that.
Possible.
And Strasburg got signed to a 6 or 7 year deal and around the same age. So this guy could be worth a lot of money, and he will literally carry your franchise for years.
It's possible, man. It's possible. Yeah, we never freaking know. Another dude, Max Scherzer. You want to talk about postseason, what he could bring to that team. We're seeing it right now, what he's done with those Dodgers. Basically put them on his back in the wild card game. Now, he is going to be 38 years old when he enters into next year. But if you're a ball club that has a little bit of money and is like, our window is kind of leaving us, like we really want to go for it, maybe the New York Yankees.
Maybe the Yankees.
I don't know. Maybe he goes back to the Dodgers, right? A team where it's like, hey, we have it right now. Who can give us that extra push to push us over the edge? I don't think that there's anybody better than Max Scherzer, man.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got the highest market value out of anybody right now, 35.5 million per year.
Sounds about right.
He's going to get something similar to Verlander, where it was a little 2-year deal. You're at the end of your career, just give me a little bit extra.
Yeah. And a big payday for Max Scherzer.
Huge, absolutely. Last 3 years, 2.86 ERA. Like, that's going to win you a World Series if you
100%.
add him amongst some other dudes.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Former Blue Jay, another best available free agent, Marcus Strowman. He's on the market. We talked a little bit about potentially coming back to Toronto. We're not so sure, but he is going to go somewhere. A 3.02 ERA this year, 179 innings pitched. Just, solid.
He's solid. I mean, yeah, his career A like a 3.63, and his last 3 years 3.65. So basically the same. However, he's having his best year ever in 2021. So we'll see how much they're going to value him coming into this off season. He could range between 80 to 120 apparently. So we'll see how much he can get in the market value.
Yeah. And our last guy on the best available free agents MLB 2021 to 2022 season is another guy who's having a career year, and that's Robbie freaking Ray. And we think he's going to win Cy Young. We think it's deservingly so. He's awesome. 2.84 ERA this year. Incredible strikeouts, incredible innings, healthy as all hell. This is the year that you want to have when you're entering into the free agent market, especially considering he's going to be 30 years old when he starts next season. So, I mean, I would love to get Robbie Ray back. I'm sure that there's going to be some other teams out there that will be vying for his affections.
And we're definitely going to dive into a lot deeper, because we are a Blue Jays podcast, and what does this mean for Robbie Ray? How much will he get paid? Should he get paid? And will we sign him back? So let us know in the comments down below, what do you think about this list? Was there someone that we're missing? Who's going to get the most money this year? And let us know what your speculations are, where these guys will go, all in the comments down below.
Yes, you can also check us out on Spotify, Breaker, Anchor, Radio Public, and Google Podcasts. Also, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Today, Jays is our code for both of our sponsorships, Monkey Knife Fight and Manscaped. Use it, do it, and you'll get so many sweet deals. $3 a month. You can become a Patreon, like all of these beautiful, wonderful individuals who are currently Patreons. You have the benefit of calling into this show when we are drinking. It's so much fun on our Wine on Wine. We really appreciate it.
Guys, thank you so much for watching.
And go Jays, go!